Thanks, Rick. So I've been thinking a lot recently about sort of issues of being, I guess, black but being Hispanic, which is a weird place because you're kind of neither. You're not really either. In the Hispanic community, there's a lot of issues of sort of even Hispanics, like when I was in Brazil and places like that I've traveled to, you sort of get this sort of secondary position. That kind of surprised me. I had always assumed that everyone understood that, like most of Latin America, is a pretty big mishmash, and so I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about the fact that sometimes people don't necessarily understand the idea of race as a concept until it's attached to a friend or someone that they're familiar with. I think someone said earlier, I believe it was Elsa, that I think one of the biggest issues that kind of comes up is that we sort of don't really know each other well enough. And that's really huge. I think we don't sort of spend enough time to really talk or to understand each other's experiences. I mean, I'm guilty of that myself as a male. I know that as a cisgender male, pretty ignorant of quite a lot of things. So yeah, I wrote this sort of in response to a lot of the ideas behind police violence, behind the Black Lives Matter movement. The idea that when you're arrested, you're read your Miranda rights, but Miranda rights are sort of actually kind of binding. They're not as freeing as you would think. They seem to be something that's supportive, but actually kind of make it so that you're incriminating yourself. The idea that you have to be silent and that anything you say will sort of be held against you kind of is a weapon. And I don't know, so I guess, yeah. This is titled, I Refuse the Right to Be Silent, or I Understand. Yeah.
You have the right to be silent. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you in a court of law.
I refuse my right to be silent. I refuse to be muzzled under the pretense of self-incrimination. I refuse to be bullied by a man with a bat who had nothing better to do after high school than take out his pent-up frustrations on the voiceless. For voiceless, see transgender, queer gender, cisgender, black, Latino, Asian, white, innocent, guilty, mentally ill, economically disadvantaged, educated, and uneducated people everywhere. I refuse to turn on the television and listen to Raven Simone tell me that I should respect my elders and stop being uppity. Urban Dictionary defines uppity as word used by racist old white Southerners to refer to any black person who looks them in the eye, usually followed by nigger. I refuse to be silent in the face of institutional racism that provides space for unassuming genocide. I refuse to turn away because the videos make me uncomfortable or sad. I refuse to say maybe if he had been following the law and not selling Lucy's. I refuse to only care about people that look like me across one ocean while turning a blind eye to those across another. I refuse anything but a universal empathy. Shouldn't you?
You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you.
I have Clarence Earl Gideon to thank for that. I have a man serving 5 years for stealing Coca-Cola, beer, and some spare change to thank for my ability to defend myself against the powers that be. I am on this weekend after Thanksgiving thankful for the suffering of others. I bow my head to Emmett Till, the entire town of Rosewood, in particular Sam Carter and James Carrier, Amadou Diallo, those waiting on death row, and all the silent of solitary confinement who walk the prisons like hollow men. I reap the harvest of this strange fruit. I pick it and partake of the knowledge it brings. I acknowledge that the original sin was knowing and that knowledge is power. I know that I don't want to be represented by a system that is 88% white. I ask that on occasion my lawyer look like me. I ask for small choices. Call me a capitalist, but it's only fair.
Do you understand these rights as they have been read to you?
I understand that I am a hostage to my rights. I see that under them I am my own worst enemy. I understand that I do not have the right to safety, that I don't have the right to protest the brutalization of black bodies, that you don't announce my right to self-preservation speaks to your team, that you approve silent black faces like Oprah, Beyonce, and Jay-Z, paired with your avoidance of uppity ones like Nina Simone, James Baldwin, and Janelle Monáe points to your complicity. I understand that since 1980, the prison population of 50,000 has quadrupled to 2 million. I understand that African Americans make up nearly 1 million of these incarcerated. I understand all of this, so I won't ask you why you've taken your baton from your waist, why you've removed your gun from your holster. I'll say all this, but I won't ask that. My protest is selective. I understand.
Woo!